want to first say thank you to everyone who participated in the last session and for your wonderful feedback. So it inspired me to do another session. Um, Today, as I said, we'll be doing yoga for arthritis. And we'll look at the disorders that may occur, and we'll look at what happens and how we can improve our joints, right? So first, we'll just start with, yeah? Right. So let's just start with 3 rounds of Om first and the opening prayer. So just make yourself comfortable, keeping your back straight. And I forgot to say also to those online, on Zoom and online, welcome to all of you as well. Thank you for attending today and hope that everyone enjoys the session. So let's just take a nice deep breath in and out and release. We do 3 rounds of Om. Inhale. Inhale. Last round, inhale. And let's just begin with the opening prayer, placing your hands in the Namaskar position in front of your chest. Sahana vavatu, sahana bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vitprashavahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So today, as we begin, I always like to give pranams to our Guruji, Sri Vasudeva. Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Swami Swatmarama says, you can do all the yoga, you can do all your sadhanas, but without the Guru, you won't get very far. Because the Guru's grace, the Guru's guide is very important. And it is important to find such a Guru whose Atma shines through his actions, through his words. And today, we are fortunate here at the Blue Star Ashram to have such a Guru. And so, with gratitude to our own dear Sri Vasudeva, our dear Guruji, asking for his blessings for success in our session. And also, today is a very auspicious day. Sri Satya Sai Baba, it is his 100th birthday today. He is not in the body, but Swami has been very instrumental not only in our own Guruji's life, but in many of our lives. And today I'd like to pay homage and pranams to Sri Satya Sai Baba. His teachings are very much, or were and are very much in tune with the Vedas, with the Upanishads, with all religions. He preached love all, serve all. He preached help ever, hurt never. It is in keeping with 5 tenets that he put forward: non-violence, ahimsa, truth, satya, shanti, peace, prema, love, and dharma, which is performing our duties to the best of our ability while we are going through the journey of life. And he says, you can while academic education is so important, without educare and without inculcating these human values, as he calls them, we will be no different from an animal. So this is what lifts the consciousness by practicing these teachings, and we will find these in all of our yoga sessions. So with great love and respect, happy birthday to Sri Swami Satya Sai Baba. Asking also for his blessings. Let's invite the masters to bless us on this session, that everyone may leave here today with something that may improve their lives, provide and give us a better quality of life with their blessings and grace. So today, we will start with yoga for healthy joints. So just to say what type of joints that we have, right? We have something called mobile or synovial joints. Hinge joints are your knees, your elbows, your fingers, because you will see how they move. Ball and socket joints are your shoulders, your hips. You have facet joints, which are in your spine, along the vertebral column, your vertebral bones. And you also have immobile joints, skull bones. So what disorders do we experience in the joints? It's called arthritis. Arthro refers to joints, itis refers to inflammation in the joints, and therefore arthritis means joint inflammation. Arthritis is characterized by pain in your joints, but not all pain in the joints is arthritis, right? So I was wondering, what really is inflammation? Do you know what? We hear the word inflammation all the time. What is inflammation? Inflammation is the body's response to an injury, an infection, or an irritation. And what happens is chemicals are released from the blood flow, that is your immune system, and it goes to the injured area. And what happens is the immune cells, like the white blood cells, they will fight off the pathogens or whatever that may be causing the injury, and it does repair, right? So it repairs any damages. What signs you will find is that there is heat, swelling, redness, pain, right? The outcome, oh, my slide doesn't show. So the outcome is that when it is healed, right, that process stops. This happens in short-term injuries and stuff, which is acute inflammation, which is extremely important for the body. Again, it's an involuntary process that just happens. You don't have to repair your injuries, right? The body naturally does that. However, in chronic inflammation, there is long-standing inflammatory response, which could actually cause harm to your tissues, right? It causes persistent infections, autoimmune disorders, lifestyle factors like unhealthy diet, stress, lack of sleep can lead to chronic inflammation. What signs will you get? Fatigue, muscle aches, joint pains, right? And chronic inflammation, which is long-term inflammation, is actually associated with serious diseases like cardiovascular disease, arthritis, cancer, Alzheimer's disease. So what do we do with inflammation? We will find out. So there are about 100 different types of arthritis. There are common types, though, which most of us may experience. The most prevalent is osteoarthritis. It is caused by a breakdown of the cartilage in your joints. This develops usually over time with aging, or it could be from injury or overuse of the joints. Rheumatoid arthritis, it is an autoimmune disorder. Your immune system begins to attack the lining in your joints, leading to inflammation, which is pain, stiffness, and all of that. Psoriatic arthritis, people who may suffer with psoriasis. It's also an autoimmune disease, and it may cause joint pain and swelling, and affects their skin and nails as well. Gout is another common one. It is caused by the buildup of uric acid crystals, which leads the joints again to have swelling and pain. Ankylosing spondylitis, it is an inflammatory arthritis. It primarily affects your spine and usually hips, especially in men, for instance, and you'd find that there's long-term back pain and stiffness. So what are some, just now I missed one, and then there is juvenile idiopathic arthritis. So we think only when we get old we will get arthritis, but no, there are some children who may have this disorder, and it causes joint pain, stiffness, and fatigue. Post-traumatic arthritis, usually after an injury or a sprain, you may experience this form of arthritis. Infectious arthritis is caused by bacterial, fungal, or viral infection. So it's called septic arthritis. So these are like the common forms of arthritis that we may experience. What are some symptoms? You may feel fatigued, weak, muscle pain, stiffness on mornings. When you get up, you feel the pain, right? And the longer the stiffness lasts, it will tell you how severe the disease is really, right? Flu-like symptoms, mild fever, pain associated with prolonged sitting. So this is just a little idea of what happens. So our two most important or prevalent arthritis is osteoarthritis and rheumatoid. So we already said, it's an autoimmune disorder, whereas osteoarthritis happens because of wear and tear, leads to inflammation, deformity, and all of that. The immune system is attacking its own tissues and the lining. When you have rheumatoid arthritis, that inflammation may spread to your bones and to your cartilage. So what is autoimmunity? Your immune system is so fantastic. It's like a war that's being fought inside of you when foreign substances enter into your body. The immune system sends out its immune cells, white blood cells and all of that. It will take care of those foreign substances, remove it from the body, and you are well again. But in an autoimmune disorder, what happens is the immune system is mistaking its own tissues for foreign tissue, and it's attacking itself. So that could be quite a thing, right? Because you are not inside your body. This is just happening, right? And you may not be aware, but you will know because the body is indicating through inflammation. It leads to pain and deformity and all of that, right? What causes rheumatoid arthritis? Stress and genetics. If you have this disorder, cold weather may trigger it or infections may trigger it. How we treat it? Through pain management. We usually use medication. Reducing inflammation, you want to stop or slow the joint damage. You don't want to leave it there to fester. Improve the functioning and sense of well-being. Osteoarthritis, as we said, it's the most common form. Wear and tear occurs, breakdown of cartilage, your bones begin to rub against each other. When you're climbing these stairs, you may feel it. In fact, you may not be able to. There is loss of movement in the joints. What is happening is that the rate of the repair of the cartilage is very slow. So that, unfortunately, the rate of wear and tear tends to surpass the repair. And this usually happens because of the aging process. So the common joints affected would be your knees, your hips, the lumbar, and the spine. Why? Because these are your weight-bearing joints. What causes it? Aging, injury, heredity, obesity, and stress. So there are many causes. If you notice, because in our last session with stress, right, we spoke about how we could actually prevent so many of these things because it's starting in the mind, right? Some symptoms, you have joint soreness due to either inactivity or overuse. Stiffness may come and go after activity. You may have morning stiffness. Joint pain worsens, especially after the day's activity. And you may find there's a deterioration in your coordination, your posture, and pain due to the stiffness, right? So some of the treatments, so of course, exercise, you want to move, weight control, joint protection, physical and occupational therapy like massages and stuff, and medications, right? Now, how does your lymphatic system affect arthritis? What is your lymphatic system? You have lymph nodes at certain areas in the body, and we'll be working with that today. If those are blocked, your lymphatic system normally removes wastes from the body, but if that's blocked, and you do have lymphatic nodes in the joints as well, it will prevent the removal of toxins from the body. So what happens is, if that is functioning well, it'll remove the toxins, the inflammatory mediators from your joints. And it will therefore prevent or reduce inflammation and improve your joint health. But if it's not functioning well, what does it do? It activates your immune cells, and that is what causes the autoimmunity, right? and therefore contribute to arthritis and inflammation. Joint damage, impaired lymphatic drainage can also contribute to joint damage and worsen it, right? So we want to keep our lymphatic system healthy. How are ways to support your lymphatic system? Exercise, manual therapy, hydration, water from young coconuts, right? Because water, a lot of the water we drink, the plastic bottle, you get nothing from it. So you want to add something that gives you those electrolytes, trace elements. Your diet is extremely important. Omega-3 fatty acids helps with the collagen build-up, the cartilage health. Fruits, vegetables, right? So you want to keep a light diet. Some asanas which are the best. You may not be able to do shoulder sand or viparita karni, but you could sit, you could lie on your back and put your legs up a wall or on a chair. By inverting the body, you're actually promoting lymphatic drainage, a really simple way to promote lymphatic drainage. Plow pose, you may not be able to do that, but this is one of the best. Why? It stimulates the lymphatic system. Downward dog, Parvatasana. It encourages your lymphatic flow and drainage. Why? You notice all these things are taking blood towards the heart and the head, right? So inverted, normally we are standing all the time, so the blood is just coming down. Your veins, sometimes, you know, the veins have these valves that helps to push the blood up. But if you are doing this, you're helping it, right? And we don't normally do that. So this is the beauty of yoga. Cobra pose or Bhujangasana stimulates your lymph nodes and promotes circulation. Any twisting poses will help to detoxify and stimulate your lymphatic system. If you twist, you have liver and spleen here. So what are you doing? You are actually activating the internal organs, which is so excellent. Another issue for women, menopause. How does menopause affect arthritis? During the normal cycle, estrogen has anti-inflammatory effects, and that actually supports our health. So when we're young, we could really jump, run, we could do all kinds of acrobatics. But when you hit menopause now, your estrogen level drops. And when that drops, it will obviously lead to deterioration of the joints because you may not be getting that support anymore. So you may experience pain, arthralgia, or worsening of arthritis symptoms, and therefore leads to osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. These are some poses here. Now, trust me when I say that if you do these things daily, it is going to balance your hormones. So, because nature has made us, our bodies, to do these things, right? I mean, if we were going to go through menopause and we didn't have doctors, what were we going to do? There has to be something naturally that the body was going to be able to cope, to manage with these changes in the body. So you have the cat and cow pose, child pose, cobra, all of it. These are general poses, but if you were to do this every day, I'm telling you, it is going to bring balance to your hormones. Same inversions, compressions, the bridge pose, which is excellent, right? So you see how she's lying there with the leg up. You don't need to go into a full shoulder stand. You can simply do that with your legs against the wall, and that's excellent. You could do that for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour daily. That will help your blood to come back down, and it helps to drain your lymphatic system as well, right? Now, according to yoga, let's look at stress. What does stress do to you? Now, we went through an entire session on the last time about what stress does. But did you know that we were born with a life of prana to last for a full lifespan of 100 years and more? This is at least 100 years. You were born with that. God blessed you with this longevity span, right? But what do we do with it, right? Do we use it well? So a small part of your prana stock is spent on day-to-day activities. But guess what? This is something I learned also. Your emotions demand even a much larger amount than physical activities. So the expenditure of prana is as a result of the inability to control mind and emotions. So physical activity is great, doesn't use up that much prana. But if we can't control the breath, we're out of breath, we have anxiety, wow, can you imagine how you are wasting your storage of prana? So, and I'm trying to pronounce my words well because my Sanskrit teacher is probably looking on, so I have to make sure my Sanskrit words are pronounced well. So stress and arthritis, what does it do? Now, unfortunately, due to our modern lifestyle, we tend to be on the go a lot, right? It creates this, we are prone to hypersensitized emotional surges and suppressions. So we're up and down, up and down, up and down with emotions. As a result, prana is it's burned faster, hence aging starts to show up earlier. What happened to you for 100 years, right? How does that show? Now, your joints are also a part of that system that reflects early aging in the form of chemical changes in your cartilage. So, like I'd gone to the eye doctor and he said, you might be looking young, but I could tell your age from your eyes, right? So this is how our organs can, So this changes in the cartilage would also lead to osteophyte formation and deformities. So do we want that? How can we protect it, right? This concept is known as genetic programming of cell turnover. What does your cell turnover means? Your body is so fantastic. Just like we in yoga say, you have a cycle of birth and death. Your cell goes through a cycle of birth and death as well. It's called apoptosis. When a cell has completed its function, it naturally dies. It's programmed. It's a programmed suicide, right? It will die, the body gets rid of it, and you regenerate new cells. So I decided, let's see what is the regeneration like. Your skin cells regenerate every 2 to 4 weeks. Your gut lining, 4 to 5 days. Your red blood cells, every 128 days, old blood cells go and new ones come. Liver cells, 6 to 12 months. Bone cells, every 10 years. Heart muscle cells, only 40% are replaced in your lifetime. So you want to really take care of them, right? Brain cells generally do not regenerate, but the hippocampus can regenerate at a slow rate. Your eyelid cells never is replaced. So what about your joints? The adult joint cartilage, there's no blood supply that goes to your joints, unfortunately. So it limits your ability to repair after an injury. So that's why you may find it takes longer for a joint to repair than other parts of the body. With different types of therapy, it may start, depending on the severity of the injury, it could be 3 months, to 18 months a joint will take to repair, right? Right. So as age advances, as we said, your rate of regeneration of these cells now, they begin to fall, and your rate of destruction is taking place. So there's a disparity that's happening due to stress, for instance, due to injuries and all of that. This disparity starts to get programmed, because guess what? As Guruji is always telling us, your cell has an intelligence of its own. And if I am thinking negative, 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 I'm spewing, I'm filled with anger, and I'm always, upset, I am programming my cells in that way. So when they die and they are coming back again, I am regenerating. What kind of cells am I regenerating? Whereas if I'm more positive, I'm really taking care of my body, I'm exercising, I'm entertaining positive thoughts, I'm not getting angry, I'm only, I'm able to stay in that rest and relaxed state more than I am in my sympathetic fight and flight state, then I am creating really amazing cells every time they're regenerated, which is why it's so important that we taking care of your body. So your cells form tissues, which form organs, which form the body. So your cells are really important. So it is as if we are programmed for this aging process to go slowly for 100 years. If you were to lead a disciplined life in tune with nature and your own natural biorhythm, then you are going to live comfortably in that 100 years, right? Stress alters that internal environment for gene expression. I was just saying, when your cells regenerate, what are you regenerating? Is it good cells, or is it cells that are damaged? Because if the mind is damaged, the breath is not working well, you're creating cells that are weak, right? So hence, the rapid aging process due to stress alters this programming that you were born with. Who's doing that to you? Not God, not anybody, you. Because remember what stress is, right? Stress is a response to a demanding situation. It is not a situation, it's not the people outside of you. And I always love what Guruji says, your lifespan should equal your health span. What does that mean? That the number of years that you were to live is the number of years you should be in good health. You should be free from serious disease or disability. Wouldn't that be nice? Lifespan equals health span. And what does that signify? It does not signify the quantity of years that you live. It's the quality of years that you live. It doesn't matter how long or how short you live, but if I am living for however long, I should be healthy. So your health of your cartilage, what does it require? It requires movement. You need to have movement, just like your muscles. If your muscles become weak when they are not used, what's going to happen? You become vulnerable, right? So to injuries. So we need to move them. You can't just sit and have, sedentary lifestyle. Unfortunately, because of modern life, we have computers, cars, remote controls. We don't need to move, right? We're sitting all day behind a computer. Then we end up with cervical spondylosis, lumbar pains. Why? Because we are not moving. We are stuck in one place and our posture is so bad. And we're not aware of it, right? So hence, this is a common leads even more to the aging because of this osteoarthritis now. You'll find it so prevalent now. Obesity is another factor because we said your weight-bearing joints are affected by being too heavy, right? Excessive injuries, sports. If we overusing, in sports, acrobatic, they're doing so many things, you are creating so much injury because your cell repair is happening slow, much slower than the destruction. You're creating long-term damage, right? So repeated injuries, whether small or big, leads to early aging, right? So the spine, the weight-bearing joints, these become vulnerable. Why? Too little activity or sedentary lifestyle, or overuse or injury. So there are two things that leads to it. How does stress bring about rheumatoid arthritis? So this is basically what we did on the last session with stress. If I am stressed, it's going to affect my nervous system, right? Remember the nervous system, right? So vagus nerve gets disturbed, your body prepares for fight and flight. What happens is your prana is your life force that's moving, right? It begins to affect that even. So long-standing emotional surges or suppressions, right? You can't control the mind. Somebody got you so angry. Do you realize how these thoughts play over and over, right? We can't stop the mind because we're so angry. But you're not realizing that you are creating this sympathetic fight and flight response. Cortisol build up, adrenaline, and all of these things. So it's producing this ACTH, corticoids, cytokines. The cytokines creates inflammation. These little things are so important because, like I say, it's an involuntary process. You don't need to go and say, oh, let me go repair my injury. That happens for you. That's how intelligent your body is. But what are you doing with it? Now, because of these large amounts of chemicals that are being released in the immune system, you lose it actually creates this, the anger and all of that. It affects your immune system to such an extent that it's no longer able to distinguish self from non-self. And so it starts to attack the body. How is it described? That shloka that we did on the last time, where somebody has a desire, he wants something so badly, he loses his power of discrimination, and then he leads to self-destruction. When there is danger, we fight to survive. Long-standing danger makes us more and more violent. We're holding on to all the anger, and he did this and she did this. We begin to lose our power of discrimination because we just don't want to forgive. We don't want to let go. And then what happens? You turn into a brute. You lose your soft human qualities, as I was just saying, Swami was saying, ahimsa, truth, non-violence, love, peace. We lose, those are human values that as humans we have to learn, right? And we lose those qualities, and in that act we begin to destroy not only ourselves, but others as well, who are not your enemies, because you start seeing the whole world as bad. This actually affects your cells. And what happens is your immune system reflects that. Your immune system, the whole function gets knocked off when you are chronically stressed, and the killer instinct takes the upper hand and starts attacking its body. So do you see how your mind is impacting on this? So it's seasonal, stress can trigger off this autoimmunity, and it flares up in women, especially after some form of stress. Two types of stress: physical, emotional. Physical may be an infection. I mean, we can't avoid that. Sometimes we pick up infections from the outside, post-delivery, and menopause. Emotional triggers, which I said is, it uses the prana so much. It is when someone is very sensitive by nature, they're not able to cope with too many emotionally demanding situations, as well as it could be an acute one where there's a really traumatic event. We are not able to cope, right? Symbolic anatomy tells you then what does osteoarthritis represent? Inflammation represents anger, inability to express oneself, irritation and frustration. When you can't control your emotions, you are causing this to your body. Rheumatoid arthritis, the autoimmune disorder, represents an internal chronic anger, resentment, self-critical, self-judgmental. Isn't that amazing what your mind can do? So who is vulnerable? If someone who has a strong family tendency and stresses are physical or emotional. And I will leave you with one question, and I want you to contemplate heredity or the strong family tendency in your genes. Think about it. Maybe someone could give me an answer after. Can you change that, or are you bound by it? Right? So please think about that. We can change injuries, we could repair, but genetics, can you change that? Right? Our management now, the Manamaya kosha, which is your mind and your astral body, it carries functions of, remember we have 5 koshas we spoke about last time. Annamaya, your body. Pranamaya, your life force that moves your breath. Manamaya, your mind, which also contains your ahamkar, the ego, the I maker, the chitta, the buddhi, which is the intelligence. And the mind carries functions of perception, memory, emotions. The Vijnana Maya Kosha, what it does, remember when we are able to now control our emotions and access this higher intelligence, I might say, I love this. Christmas is coming, we're going to have a lot of sweet stuff. I'm controlling my sugar diet. So I really like it. I can't, no control. I want to have it. I don't even care at that point what it's going to do to my body, right? But then the Vijnayam, I've been doing my meditations and my yoga, and I'm really going into this lovely space of wisdom that's coming to me. And it says, no, you can't have that because it's going to do X, Y, and Z. Like I did these presentations and I learned what it's doing to my body, and I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Vijnana Maya, it is the one that judges what is right and wrong. And it tells you to do the right thing. And if you do the right thing, you can live a life of contentment, bliss, and happiness. Your 5th, when you are able to now transcend mind and body and all these habitual patterns of vasanas and samskaras and all of that, you can touch the bliss body, the Anandamaya Kosha. A person who is in perfect health is a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health on all levels. Somebody who is really healthy on all levels, it is because he has achieved self-mastery, right? And therefore, the functioning of each of these levels has been mastered, right? Ill health results from a lack of mastery. So this is what we're here to learn. We are all learning because we've forgotten who we are, right? The true self. So let us just quickly look at, long story short here, and this is our last session. Where does stress start? The mind, Manamaya Kosha. We begin this momentum of recycling of thoughts. All the thoughts are going through, but we can't. So we become speeded up. This speeded up loop of thoughts leads to irritability, emotional disturbances, sleep disturbances. You can't make proper decisions and all of that, right? So if this happens and you can't control it, after some time has passed, it disturbs your breath. Your breathing becomes disturbed. The depth, the rate, the rhythm of your breath becomes disturbed. And what happens? It begins to affect your digestion, gastritis, dyspepsia, a whole lot of things that are the most common precursors that are stress-induced in the ailments. So these erratic surges of the prana contributes to things like fatigue. People who suffer with chronic fatigue, body aches, feverishness, exhaustion, it tells you something is happening in the mind and in the breath. These prana imbalances, when they continue, it starts after some years, it settles fully in the body. So anybody remembers the 4 stages? Mind, psycho, then psychosomatic, you begin to feel irritable and all of that. Then it starts to affect your like a target organ. So whichever I am most prone to, might be my heart, my thyroid, my liver, whatever it is, me or you, whatever you are prone to, it starts to affect that target organ. And if you haven't dealt with it in the mind, in the psychosomatic stage, in the soma stage, it becomes fully organic. It settles into the organ and it becomes a full-blown ailment. They can no longer tell where did it come from. All they're seeing is that you are ill with this or that. So what happens is it starts showing up for things like chronic musculoskeletal pains, right? What happens with arthritis? It settles down in your joints, and excessive prana gets locked up in the nadis in the joints. So these joint pains also are as a result of blocked nadis. So inflammation starts to show up. Why? Started in the mind, started to affect my prana, and then it settled into the body. So that's the process of movement of stress. Mind, prana, body. War starts to attack my lining and my cartilage and all of that, and creates disease. So a distressful experience that we experience as stress is actually an emotional state. And it could be triggered by different factors for different persons. What does the sages say? It is less useful to discuss what caused the stress than to know what's happening in your mind during the time of stress. Isn't that something? Do you understand that? It's not about the stressful situation. What is your condition of your mind? What is the state of your mind during the time of a demanding situation? We cannot control a situation, but we can control ourselves and our mind. When stressed, the mind is heavily loaded with these thoughts, rushing with enormous speed. Again, it goes into the prana, into the body. Therefore, stress is defined as a speeded up state of mind. Therefore, if you learn to control slow down your thoughts in your mind, if you learn to master the speed of thoughts, then you would have learned to manage stress in a most efficient way. Simple, isn't it? So how do we do? Let's gain mastery of our mind first. Give the mind deep rest. If you were to do that, you will also give deep rest to your brain cells and to your immune cells. And therefore, you would have taken mastery over that killer instinct of the immune cells that leads to autoimmune disorders, for instance. And managing arthritis is therefore not only on a physical level, it is on all levels. Mind, breath, body, right? So the Annamaya Kosha is your body. We do exercises. Why? Asanas will help you to reduce stiffness in your joints and strengthen your muscles. It'll give deep relaxation to your joints and therefore reduce inflammation. It decreases pain and swelling and improves your flexibility. That's why you want to move, right? If you are injured like that had happened to me, you want to rest the injured part first. Then as it rests, you want to start loosening it up slowly, and then you want to start strengthening it if you want it to heal. So this is the yogic guidelines as to how we improve stuff. So pure sattvic diet, how does that help? Again, the Annamaya Kosha, or your body, it's extremely important. By cleansing the bowel, improving digestion, and clearing the mind, you're going to have a healthy body. Foods to avoid, nightshades. If you have arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, you can check after you eat certain things, it may trigger, right? So tomatoes, potato, eggplant, bell peppers, hot peppers, these contain a compound called solanine, and these trigger inflammation in sensitive people. So you may want to look after if you had these, how you feel. Artificial sweeteners, these disrupt your microbiome in your gut, causing leaky gut, increasing the risk of cancer and rheumatoid arthritis. So opt for natural sweeteners like honey, maple syrup, but still, the best thing you can do for your body is to train your senses to completely cut down on sugars. There is no need for those things. That's the best cure. Dairy has a protein called casein that can trigger inflammation because they have a lot of added hormones and antibiotics and stuff. So you may want to look for other things. You can use yogurt, kefir, but there are also things like kombucha and stuff that you can use, right? Sauerkraut and those things. Alcohol is a no-no. Why? It counteracts with medication. For instance, for rheumatoid arthritis, it will affect your sleep, leads to inflammation and liver problems. If you have gluten intolerance, that undigested foods will lead to inflammation and joint pain. Instead, these are excellent. Millet has you amazing, amazing things. Amino acids, iron, magnesium, calcium, so many things. Quinoa, gluten-free oats, brown rice, right? Then you have oils, certain things you should stay away from. These vegetable oils like canola, soy, sunflower, corn oil, stay away from those things. Avocado oil is great. Cold-pressed coconut oil is great. Olive oils for your salads, excellent. It reduces heart disease, right? And you want to stay away from the fried foods anyway. Red meat, increased markers of inflammation. White stuff, white bread, pasta, sugary cereals. These things have been so depleted of nutrients, it does nothing for you. It only increases your sugar level and therefore increases inflammation. It leads to obesity and therefore more stress on your joints. Salt. If you have excess of 3.5 grams of salt, what happens? That excessive salt will cause inflammation, joint pain, swelling, hypertension. Things to stay away from: canned foods, processed foods, restaurant meals, which are usually very salty, cut down on those. Frozen dinners, some condiments do have a lot of the sodium, right? So you want to reduce it so that you can reduce the inflammation, water retention, swelling, lower the intake, to improve the response to your rheumatoid arthritis and its medications. And the worst of all is sugars. It will increase your blood sugar, insulin spikes, and create diabetes. It's very addictive, and your cravings are never ending. You'll always say, oh, I'm not having, but yeah, you know, Diwali just finished. Birthdays will always come. Christmas is coming. How much are you going to have? But if you trained your senses, guess what? You could watch it. Doesn't that look good? That cupcake looks so good, right? But you could look at it and say, you know, I see what that's going to do with me, and I don't need that. So it increases basically your risk of rheumatoid arthritis. When diet is correct, medicine is of no need. But when diet is incorrect, medicine is of no use. Why? Your food is such a has a profound dietary impact on your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. And this is one of the central tenets of Ayurveda. It considers food or ahara as the primary pillar of health. So this is how important your mind and training your senses and understanding why it is important. Healthy foods, berries, cherries, pomegranates, papaya, citrus fruits, these are packed with antioxidants, vitamin C. Pineapple has an inflammatory enzyme called bromelain, and it's great for preventing inflammation. Vegetables, spinach and kale, you want to have that moderately, but it gives you fibers and vitamins. Avocado is healthy fats. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, they contain a compound called sulforaphane, and it slows down cartilage destruction. Alliums like garlic, onion, leeks contains diallyl disulfide, which limits cartilage damage, damaging enzymes. So you're controlling the enzymes here by the food that you eat: carrot, sweet potato, legumes, beans, peas, lentils. These are packed with protein and fiber. And it also helps you to maintain your weight, right? Whole grains, as we said, millet, quinoa, barley, all of those things. Healthy oils, what we just said, like olive oil is really excellent. You can have that raw. The Indians use ghee, but I am on a strictly vegan diet, so I don't advocate for interfering with any carbs. So I look for the alternative, and it's a very healthy alternative. It has anti-inflammatory properties as well, right? You don't want to heat olive oil, for instance, because it could destroy your beneficial compounds. Nuts and seeds, excellent. Walnuts, almonds, cashews, pecans, pistachios. Flax seeds are excellent. Chia, these are excellent sources of omega-3s and fiber. Plant-based milk, you could have almond. You could make your own milk using almond. There's rice milk, soy milk. Spices. If you were to drink ginger and turmeric tea or ginger tea every day, wow, anti-inflammatory. Look at what it does. Turmeric, garlic, ginger, rosemary, black pepper, you put that in your turmeric. The antimicrobial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory properties, they decrease your inflammatory markers, and therefore decrease inflammation and pain. So the fermented foods, like I said, kombucha, sauerkraut, pickles, kefir, and if you can't have yogurt, then you have these other alternatives that will reduce gut inflammation and therefore inflammation in the body, right? Ayurveda. Arthritis is linked to the Vata dosha. Although the Pitta Kapha also plays a role in depending on the types of arthritis that you have, but it focuses on restoring balance of your doshas to address the root cause of inflammation. So some remedies are ashwagandha, we all know. I don't know about the gugulu and the shalaki, but turmeric we know also. So these are common ones that they use to help to fight inflammation. It suggests that you avoid certain activities that will aggravate your Vata dosha. Because if you have arthritis that wasn't caused by an injury or whatever, you will know your Vata dosha is imbalanced anyway. So you want to avoid cold, dry foods, use warm, moist foods, avoid excessive consumption of sour and fermented food, so you may want to stay away from the yogurt and stuff, and avoid cold, dry environments, and avoid overexertion and stress. So it does advise that you do exercise or yoga to reduce stress management, right? And I'll leave you with two wonderful things I learned from this preparing of the presentation, which I started to do. I said, let me hear what Paramahansa Yogananda says about this. Beautiful session. He spoke about what flax seeds do. He said he went to the kitchen one day and he saw this very elderly lady. She moved like a machine, and he's like, how do you do this? And she said to him, flax seeds. You get organic ones, the seeds, right? And so what it says here, you'll see the healthy flax, fats in the flax in Ayurveda is valued. Why? It lubricates your dry tissues, including your joints, and it counteracts dryness and supports your mobility. It's anti-inflammatory as well. So what do? You have to soak it overnight, at least 8 hours. And what he said was you not only throw it in a cup and put water, set an intention. Place your hands and set the intention. You can say a prayer and wish that, send that positive energy that it brings healing to your body, and then set it down and leave it overnight. And then in the morning, what do? You drink it and you chew the seeds. You could use it you could place it in your foods, in your soups, in your salads and stuff, but it's really crunchy and nice anyway, and the water gets a little slimy, but it's okay, you drink it, right? But the reason for soaking, for any grains and seeds anyway, is because, not grains, the nuts and seeds, it breaks down the anti-nutrients like phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors, so that it makes the things like calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, those beneficial compounds become more bioavailable, and your body's able to absorb it. Rather than you just pop it into your mouth, your body's not going to be able to break it down as well as if it is soaked. So that's why it's so important to soak them, right? And lastly, which I also started doing, I was listening to an Ayurvedic doctor speak, and he said, rubbing sesame oil on your joints. You could do a full body massage, but if you don't have time, on evenings, I'm just taking it and rubbing it on my knees and my elbows and stuff. And it really helps. It reduces pain. It improves your joint function because why? It has anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving effects. So it contains lignans like sesamin and sesamol, which, again, strong anti-inflammatory effects, lowering the inflammation in the body, reducing stiffness, antioxidant benefits as well. So it contributes to help fight oxidative stress, which contributes to the damage of your cartilage. And this is what we do in the integrated approach to yoga therapy. We don't only focus on the body, we focus on every aspect of you that could help you to reduce the causes. You catch the root cause in the mind, then you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble. So we do a lot of pranayama, we do a lot of yoga, we do a lot of meditation. Why? That's the reason. Because we want our health span to equal our lifespan, right? So take away, stress is such an important factor that we're not aware of that causes these internal process. The changes in the internal process is affecting your genes. And when your rate of cell repair is so much lower than the rate of the cell destruction, you are creating that early aging process. So think about it. One, can you change your genes? Two, because even, my parents had so many this and that and the other. Do I have to suffer with that? You can think about it. And secondly, observe yourself with your emotions and remind yourself, if I'm really upset, if I'm carrying a lot of anger. There was a lovely a guy who was a cancer survivor. And he said so profoundly, you could do all of these things, eat the best food, whatever. But if this mind is not clear, if you haven't forgiven, he said forgive up to the last person in your mind, and that is where true healing takes place. Right? So it's in your mind. You are the one who is in control of your mind. You can use your breath to control the mind, and therefore, healthy body. So, what's the time? How much time do I have? How much time do I have? So how much time I have? 40 minutes. So any questions or anything anybody wants to say? The whole, you can grind it, but he suggested the whole seeds. You soak it overnight, so the water gets a little slimy, but you drink it. I don't do a whole glass, I do half a glass, and then I drink it and I chew the seeds. It tastes nice, it's like nuts, right? So, yeah. Yeah, but we could always talk about that, yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned sesame oil, right, for rubbing on the joints and stuff like that. What about castor oil? I've used castor oil, right?
For pain as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have their different uses, but the sesame in particular was for the arthritis. So
particularly for arthritis.
Because why? It's something that's used to balance your vata dosha. And if you have arthritis, then it's telling you there's an imbalance in your vata. So I suppose you could check it out and see. There's so much more to this than what I shared, Yeah. This was according to the yogic perspective, and there are lots of things more.
So maybe the castor oil is more for like muscle pain or
Could be, and then you could actually ingest that to help cleanse the bowels. You could put it for good skin ailments and stuff. It's excellent. Castor oil is one of the best oils that you can use, Yeah. So, yeah. But I have been trying these too because, like I said, doing the research, I'm like, I'm going to try this because, prevention, for me, prevention is better than cure. I don't have a whole lot of issues, but because I'm always, So, should we start the practice? Because we spoke about the lymphatic system. So today we're going to do a lot of chair stuff because after this session, you will have no excuse for living a sedentary lifestyle, right?
Sorry, I just wanted to ask if the powdered flax is as effective.
No,
it
they
isn't.
suggested, because
Okay.
when you blend, it breaks down the compounds, the oxidation, So it breaks down the effect, the more potent compounds that are there, it breaks it down so that it's not as effective as if you.
Okay.
Although another one I saw where they said you could take the seeds and do it yourself. So you ground it yourself and then soak it. You could also do that.
Okay.
Right? But not to buy the what you call it, the grounded ones.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but you can always check it out. There are always different schools of thoughts.
Yes,
So my body's like a lab. I'm always experimenting because you want good health, right? I want my health span to be equal to my lifespan, right? So you can try things and see, but that's what the recommendation is. Yeah. So no excuse for why you would want to have. Why you should have a sedentary lifestyle. If you're sitting all day, if you have a desk job, let me show you some of the things you can do, right? So you might want to, I'm doing the chair session, so you might want my whole body to show, right? So we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to work on the lymphatic system. So I'll show you how we're going to like actually stimulate this, and then we're going to do some pranic movements. So I'm going to show you how to build prana and then move it along the body. So we're going to do some energy stuff, and then I'm going to show you some movements while you're sitting on a chair, right? So let's just bring this awareness to our breath now. So close your eyes, sit comfortably. Just relax. Remember what it feels like to be relaxed. We're always on the go. Fight and flight response. Let's come into rest and digest. Let us absorb all of that information and understand that knowledge is the dispenser of darkness. While knowledge is important, it will only be mere philosophy if we do not bring it into our reality. So we want to practice all the things that we spoke about. Let's just take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Let us become aware of the body. It's sitting on the chair. Become aware of your sit bones on the chair, the feet on the ground. Just observe how the legs feel, the hips, the lower back. Become aware of your spine. Observe how your shoulders feel. Is it tense? Take a nice deep breath and lift them up and drop them. Observe how the neck muscles feel. The head, the facial muscles. This is called your Annamaya Kosha. Let us observe the breath. As you inhale, proper yogic breath is, as you inhale, feel the tummy coming out like a balloon. And as you exhale, it deflates, it goes in. This is proper yogic breathing. Observe your breath. Is it shallow? Is it relaxed? This is your Pranamaya Kosha. The prana is moving your breath. Observe your mind. Observe the thoughts running through your mind. Are they speeded loop of thoughts? Is the mind calm? What are the quality of your thoughts? Is it negative? Is it filled with worry, stress, fear, anger, hatred, jealousy? Or is it filled with loving thoughts of peace, love, joy, bliss? This is your Manamaya Kosha. So to use your breath to control your mind. Notice when your breath has become slower, your mind begins to calm down. Good. So let's become aware of the body again. We're going to start doing some tapping because I want to go into the lymphatic system. So a nice thing to, again, you are sitting, right? You don't have to stand to do this. This is a really lazy workout, but you're going to get so much done. So let's just start tapping the head. Using your fingers, just start tapping your head. So the corpus callosum is here, and you have a right and left hemisphere here. Like this. Tap it. Don't enjoy yourself, but you need to tap it because you want to wake up these energy. We want to wake the energy body. Take it to the back. Tap the back. Nice tap. You don't need to wait for somebody to tap you. You tap yourself. You can tap your face. Okay, I can't tap my face, but tap your face because you have nodes around here. So tap. And then take the hands across like this because you have some nodes here as well. Lymphatics running here. Right? I would show you some stuff you could do, like you just run your palms here. Do it hard. I'm just not doing it because of all my stuff on my face. So you want to run it here, right? And then just rub the third eye like this. No, up and down, up and down, up and down. Wake it up. And then here you have, I can't do it because of my thing. You want to take this hands like this. No, like this. Get your chin here and pull it up. No, like this. Grab, like this, and squeeze it and pull it up. Right. Squeeze it and pull it up. Get this here like this. And squeeze it like you're massaging. So you have lymph nodes here, right? Then you could take your 2 fingers like this. Okay, I can't do it, but go up and down your ears. Hard. When I say hard, put pressure on it. Up and down, right? Up and down the air, right, Janavi? Put it in the air like this and up and down. Right. Good. So now you have, you'll take the hands and bring down the lymphatic flow to the neck because you have nodes here. Hard. Put some pressure and bring it down and drag it here. Drag it down. Right. So then you have lymph nodes here. You might want to give a massage here. Feel very denser on top here where your collarbone is. Right? So now we're going to tap. So we're going to start tapping like this. Now you have nodes under your armpits. So I do like about 20. Tap. Mukesh, come on. Tap, 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 tap. Then shoulders. Tap your shoulders and start coming down. You could even give the elbows a bit of a massage all the way down. Inside. For good heart health, tap here. Between the elbow and where the arteries are, the veins. Again, come under the arms. Just do one more round. And then come here. So thymus, thyroid muscles is here. Tap. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Tap the lymph nodes here. Like, give yourself a good slap. Shoulders come down. Tap around the elbows here. Inside, let's get the heart here. Tap with the fingers, eh? Yeah. Again, one more round. Okay, how hard I go in, right? It feels good, it's a massage. Then you have your here. This is your left side, so your spleen, liver. Now, when you do this, you're actually releasing emotions as well, right? So from here, you could sit and do this, but I'm just showing you. So you want to tap your kidneys. Then you want to, I can't tap here. So you want to tap here. Now, you could sit and do it or you could stand, but there are, nodes here at the groin. So tap the groin. You can stand up and do it so you'll feel it better. Then, let's start, so you could sit now, and then you could start tapping the sides. Now, you have lymph nodes behind the knees, so let's do about 20 times here behind the knees. Let's wake it up. Behind, Down to the side. Foot inside. Just tap here a little bit on the inside, because your kidney meridian is running here, and then you move up. Inside. One more time. And lastly, your knee. So give a loving, loving tap to the knees. And relax. So normally, you could stand and you could just jump and shake it out. So I don't know about you, but I feel my whole body's tingling now. So let's just sit. Close your eyes and now observe how the body feels. Observe the changes in the body. We just woke up the lymphatic nodes, lymphatic drainage in the body. Now let's go back to the breath. Let us begin to observe the breath. Starting from the base, inhaling all the way up to the crown of the head, and back down to the base of the spine. Inhale, take the breath from the base of the spine to the third eye between the eyebrows. And back down to the base of the spine. Inhale, taking the breath up to the throat. And back down to the base of the spine. Let's inhale, taking the breath to the heart chakra. And exhale back down to the base of the spine. Let's take the breath to the navel area. Inhale. And back down to the base of the spine. Let's take the breath all the way up to the crown again. And back down. Now let us observe the right and the left nostrils. Just observe when you inhale and exhale. Sometimes one may be more blocked or more prominent than the other. Through mental suggestion, just observe. Let us take the breath to the tip of the nostril. Let us become aware of the movement of the breath, the prana. And as you inhale, take the breath inside of the nostril, feeling it moving, the nostril wall, the septum between the nostrils. Just feel the breath going in and out. Now let us follow the breath. As you inhale, taking the breath into the nostril, down the tracheae, down into the bronchioles and into the lung. And as you exhale from the lung, the bronchiole, the trachea, and back out through the nostril. Let us do a couple of rounds, tracing it all the way to the lung, and then retracing it from the lung back out to the nostril. This is your respiratory system. Let us become aware of the functioning of the lung, the bronchioles, these arterioles. The lung pushes blood, oxygenated blood, when you inhale to the heart, to the rest of the body. And then from the body, it picks up carbon dioxide. It goes back to the lung, to the heart, from the heart to the lung, and back out into the atmosphere. Can you imagine in less than a second, this entire process takes place? Let's honor and give gratitude to our lungs and to our heart for the work that it does. Let us bless it. Now observe the right and the left nostril. Let us adopt Nasika Mudra, which is placing the index and the middle finger down into the palm, using your thumb onto your right nostril, and you'll use the ring finger of the right hand, both right hand. We're going to first, before you block the nostril, let's take a deep breath in. And completely exhale, empty the lung. Again, inhale. Block the right nostril and exhale to the left. Complete exhalation, empty the lung. Inhale through the left. Exhale to the right. So you're blocking the left nostril with your ring finger and opening the right. Inhale to the right. Block the right and exhale to the left. Complete exhale. Let your exhales be longer than your inhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. You can place your hands back down in Chin Mudra, thumb is on the index, 3 fingers are out, place it on your thigh. Observe both nostrils, if they're any clearer. Observe when you inhale, cool air is going in, warm air is coming out. Keeping the index finger on the thumb, I want you to feel the impulse of the touch of the thumb onto the index. Now release it, just release it slightly apart, and then touch again. So release, touch, release, touch. Now I want you to feel where this impulse is going. I can feel it running all the way up my back. When you release and you touch, this impulse is going to your brain because it's a movement, right? Release, touch. Now keeping the palms like this, fold the 3 fingers in. So you're keeping the thumb on the index and you're going to release, touch. Feel those fingertips touching the inside of the palms. Release, touch. Feel the impulse of that touch. Release, touch. Feel where that movement is going. Feel, if you're very sensitive to energy, you could feel the impulse running up the arms. You may even feel it in the brain where it's going. Release, touch. Release. Now take the palms, place them together in Namaskar position. Place them at the heart chakra. I want you to feel the touch between the fingers and the palms. Feel that prana that you were just building there going through the heart, out into the arms, coming down into the fingers again. Here we're going to take it an inch apart, let go, and touch. Feel a nice touch. You could squeeze the palms together because you want to feel the impulse. Release. Just an inch away, touch. Release, touch. Squeeze it together. Release, touch. Now we're going to take it further away. This time we're not going to come back and touch. We're going to, like a rubber band, we're going to go in. Bring it closer together, and then out. You're going to feel this electromagnetic field becoming stronger between your palms. This is the prana. Open, bring it closer. Now you allow this energy to push the hand. Sometimes you may push it all the way out. Sometimes it may just keep it close. Just observe what your energy body is doing. Now, when we get a little closer, we're going to start rotating like a ball towards me. So you could cup the fingers slightly, so you're creating a ball of energy. Feel that electromagnetic field building up more and more and more. Electrifying. And now bring it towards you, so anti-clockwise, reverse it. Not too fast, and try to keep them together like this so that you could feel the energy between them. Now, just let's take it apart. Come a little closer. Now feel the build-up of that energy. So now, you can take these palms, now you've built up the prana here. You can place it anywhere in your body that has pain, or you can place it on your knee, on your thigh, just for a moment, and allow this pranic energy to touch that space in your body that needs healing. Allow the prana to flow. Visualize healing taking place wherever you've placed your hands. Now with your feet on the ground, let us begin to rotate the prana. So we're going to do movements of the Vyana Vayu. Starting from your right foot, just visualize the prana moving from your toes, under the feet, up the back of the leg. So the ankle, the calf, it's crawling up. It's clearing away any blocks that are there. The back of the knee, the back of the leg. It's coming up to the glute and the right hip, the right lower abdomen where your reproductive organs are, intestines. It's moving up the back, the right side of the back, the lower back, the mid back, and the upper back. Feel the energy crawling up. Prana is moving from the fingertips up the arm, the elbows, the upper arm, into the shoulders. It's moving up your neck, the back of the neck on the right side of the brain, and the back of the head. It's moving up to the top of the head, and then it's coming down to the right forehead, the right eye, the right side of the face, facial muscles, the jaw, the right side of the neck. It's coming back down. Now it's totally clearing away any toxins that are there, any blocks that are there. It's coming down into the shoulder, the right chest, the right breast, the lung, the liver, stomach, intestine, reproductive organs in front, down the arm into the fingers. It's coming down the front of your legs, your knee, down the calf, the shin, down the ankle, and down the feet and out through the toes. Let us do it on the left side. Let's move the prana from the toes. Try not to sleep away, because this could be very relaxing, but we want to feel the prana moving up the toes, the feet, the left leg, from the foot, the ankle, the back of the leg, the back of the knee, back of the left leg, up to the hip, the lower back, the middle back. It's crawling up your spine. It's up the left side of the upper back and shoulder, up the fingers, the arms, the elbows, and up to the shoulder. It's meeting there, and it's going up the back of the neck. That energy is just crawling the back of the left side of the head, over the head, down the left side of the forehead, the left eye, the facial muscles on the left, the jaw, the chin. It's coming down your neck, down into the shoulder, the chest, the left breast, the heart, the lung, the spleen, stomach, intestines, reproductive organs on the left, down the shoulders, down the arms, into the fingertips, down into the front of the leg, down the knee, the shin, down the ankle, the left foot, and out through the toes. Now let us take a nice, slow, deep breath in, pulling up that energy again from both feet, both toes, both sets of toes, all the way up the leg, the back, up the spine, up to the back of the neck, back of the head, over the head, and as you exhale, down through the front, forehead, face, chest, arms, down to the legs and out through the toes. Let us do this orbit 3 times. Inhale, visualize the breath moving up, picking up the earth's energy, up the feet, the back of the leg, the back of the head. As you reach the top, you're connecting with the cosmic energy above you, and you're pulling it back down through the front. You're taking it down into your face and throat, heart, each chakra, and you're bringing it down the legs and out through the feet, releasing anything that you no longer want to hold on to. Again, inhaling all the way up the back and down through the front. One more time, inhaling back and down, releasing everything down into the earth that you no longer want to hold on to. This time we're going to take a nice deep breath, and we're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to let a nice sigh. Inhale. Again. One more. Let's get moving the body. Let's take the head, the chin down to the chest, keeping the spine erect. Stretch that neck muscle back And take the head back, stretch the neck, forward. Try to touch chin to the chest. Feel that nice pull along the spine. Inhale, go back. Stretch your neck muscle there, the thymus, the thyroid gland is there. Exhale down. Inhale back. This time we'll do the R sound coming down with the movement of the breath. One more, inhale. This time we do sound. Inhale all the way back. Feel any tensions that are there, you're letting it go. This time, come center, we're going to turn to the right. Keep the shoulders straight. Come back center, inhale, and exhale to the left. Inhale to the back center. This time we can do the R sound again, or the sound. Let's do the sound, and we're going to turn to the right. So inhale. And come back center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Onto the left. Inhale, come center. Let's do just 2 rounds, rotating the head. So you're taking the chin down to the chest. Take it towards the right side, like this. Then back, full rotation. Then left, and back down. Again, inhaling on the way up the right, left, and down. Let's do the left. Inhale, up the left, back, front, down. One more, left, back, and down. Great. Let's loosen up the shoulders. So place your palms in front. Make tips of the fingers, place them on the shoulders like this. You might want to come up a little closer up. So you want to join the elbows together. And then you're going to rotate them all the way back. Full circle. 1, 2, 3. Nice big rotation. 4. Feel as if you have a heavy weight there. And now let's do 3 fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we're going to reverse it now. So, feel like a tight weight there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let go and relax. Feel as if you've just let go of any stresses and tensions that are there. Just want to check the time. Just see how that feels. So if you're sitting on the computer, oh, it's 11 o'clock. We don't have time. I didn't have the time, and I'm watching the wrong time on the clock. So let's just rotate make a fist like this. Rotate. And reverse. Great. So fingers. So we're working all the joints, right? Like I said, you could be sitting and you could be doing this, right? Then place the palms out as if you're pressing against a wall. Stretch it out, press, 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 and down. Up, down, up, down. Rotate all the way around. Rotate, round. Nice, big, big circle there. You want to rotate the entire arm till the shoulders, right? And relax. Let's just do arms in and out. So inhale out, expand the lungs. This expands your lung, improving your lung function. And come back. Inhale. This time we do the sound coming back. And relax. So interlock your fingers, stretch it out. Feel that nice stretch, bring it back here, out, back. Now up, not all the way up, just to third eye where you could look at it, and back down. Up and down. Sridevi, I might need a little more time. So just a few minutes more. So after this, let's just relax. So we work the fingers, the wrists, right? The shoulders. So now we could do a twist. So you could do a seated twist. So you can simply place your hands here at the back of the chair and place the other hand on the right thigh and turn towards the right. Feel a nice spinal twist, really beautiful twist. And come center. And to the left. Feel a nice twist, a nice torso twist to the spine. Great. If you want to open up the hip, you could just place the one leg here and just give it a nice compression here because you want to open up the hip. So if you have stiff hips, you want to do this. So you could be sitting on your chair and you could be doing this, right? So you want to. So you'll find like one of my side is a little stiffer than the other. So you can do this, right? You're watching TV or whatever you're doing, you could just sit and do this, right? So now we're going to work the knees. This is really important because I had a knee injury and I was able to cure myself without doctors and medication and stuff. So you place one hand under the thigh and then you just kick up. 3, 4, 5. So you could do about 20 of these if you want, however much you could do. So if you're now starting, maybe 10, and then you rotate. 5 times and then good. So let's do the other knee. Whatever you do on one side, you always balance off the other, right? Now you could do this sitting on a mat, of course, right? But for those who can't, go on the mat. So then rotate and reverse. So that's the knees, right? Now if you're sitting on your mat, you could keep the legs out and you could tighten the kneecaps. Tighten, tighten, tighten. You could even do this like up to 400 times a day. So if you want to strengthen your knees, you just tighten, tighten. You'll feel the calf, the everything tightening, but you want to tighten, tighten, tighten. Tighten, release, right? Now, you don't forget your toes, right? So toes, back, foot. Just your toes. Squeeze them in and then all the way back. It's so important to move these. These are little things that we don't move. Just your toes, not your feet. Toes alone, the phalanges in the toes. Now we're going to move the ankles. So point your feet out, 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 and then back, 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 back. Stretch the muscle at the back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Forward, you'll feel the calf pulling at the back, and then rotate. So both of them, you could rotate both of them. Of course, it's easier to do it on the mat. And then reverse. Right? So you just shake it out. So now you do this, of course, you do this 20, 25 times, maybe more. You're just sitting, just do this, right? So I want to I think we're out of time. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to do Surya Namaskar on the chair. So give me just a few minutes, please. So now that you've loosened up, you can do Surya Namaskar on a chair because when I had my knee injury, I had to resort to chair yoga. I couldn't do it on the mat, right? So I'll do a couple rounds just to show you and you can follow. So first, you inhale up. So you could either go a little bit back like how we go, or you could just stretch it up. Then now exhale down, touch your toes. You're going to be compressing the tummy, abdomen there, chest. And when you inhale, you're going to bring the knee up. I'll just do a couple rounds of this and then we'll finish. Take the head back, inhale. Exhale down, head to the knee. Release. Now you're like Superman, legs out. Then inhale up. Exhale down. This time grab Place your hands under the thigh, grabbing both arms, head down. If you have high blood pressure, you could keep the head up. But you're feeling a nice pull, lengthening of the spine. Then when you inhale, now like release and come up with the left knee. Head back, inhale. Exhale down, head to the knee. And then put it down and then inhale up. And down. So that was one side. So we do one more on the left side. So whatever you do on the right, you do on the left side, right? So inhale up. Exhale down, touch your toes. Inhale, bring the left knee up, head back. Exhale, head to the knee. Inhale, release, legs out, arms out. Then take a nice deep breath in, up. Exhale down, arms under your thigh. Inhale, bring the right knee up, head back. Exhale, knee to the head to the knee. Let the legs go and then inhale up. Stretch it out and down. So that was a full Surya Namaskar on the chair. You could do 12 sets of that. You'll get the recording after, but I want to show you one quick one, a modified version. On the, I'll see if I can do it because of the quick modified version of Surya Namaskar to stretch the back, right? So this will be the last one. So I'll just show it to you. I don't know if you could see me here. All right, so we inhale up. So normally when you do Surya Namaskar, we'll go up and back. I'll show you the 12-step back. Then you come down, touch the toes, take the knee back and down. Then I didn't come to the front of the mat. Plank position, the knee, child pose. Then you come to Ashtanga Namaskar, forehead on the ground, Bhujangasana, downward dog, child pose again, Shashankasana. Bring the right leg forward. You seeing me there? I don't know if you're seeing me. And put head down to the knees and then back up. So do you see how many asanas you're getting done there? All the ones I was showing you for menopause, you're actually getting that done, right? So one more. When you do it on the right, you do it on the left. So down, left leg back, right leg back plank. Then you come into child pose, but my mats. Then back down to Ashtanga Namaskar, Bhujangasana Cobra. Come back up, downward dog, child pose. And left knee front, right foot forward, and back. So for somebody who has back pains, for instance, right, like cervical spondylosis and stuff, you could do that because you don't want to do the advanced one. So the modified version that anyone can do, except if you have wrist issues, but even you can't do this, you inhale up like this. You keep your knees bent because you don't want to stretch the back of the foot. Hands there. Bring the right foot back. Then the left foot, you're staying in tabletop. Exhale down into Shashankasana. You come back up into, this is cat, cow. And then exhale into cat. And then inhale, take your right foot forward. Exhale, take the left foot forward, keeping the knee bent, and back up. So you do it for the left side, inhale up. Exhale down, left leg back, right leg back. You're staying in tabletop in this one again. Inhale and exhale into Shashankasana. Tabletop, inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Left leg front, right leg back, and up and down. So that was a much more simplified and a modified version because it's like for back pains. So all of those I was showing you for the menopause. If you were to do your Surya Namaskar, you will get so much covered in all these asanas, right? So there's no need for being lazy. You can do all of this on a chair. You're using your breath. Use the prana to help flow to clear your blocks. Use your mind. Please use your joints, right? Simple. And you could do these any time of the day. So that was my presentation. And please practice. You get a recording, so you can try that Surya Namaskar with the cat and cow and stuff. Excellent. Right? So one day I could probably show you all my routine, but I stopped doing that because when I show people my routine, I never see them again. So they think I'm trying to kill them. But really, it's really, really excellent, right? So that would have been arthritis, ways in which you can treat with injuries with arthritis if you use your mind wisely, if you use your breath wisely. Our lifespan will be equal to our health span. So thank you all very much. So namaste. So let me end with the closing prayer. Let's just do one round of Om. Inhale. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhatrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all be happy, may all be healthy, may all the things we see be auspicious, and may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace. Thank you all very much.